I will introduce the prospective evaluation synthesis by giving the background, speaking about the model itself, and discuss when it is appropriate to use it. The prospective evaluation synthesis, or PES model, is one type of prospective method that deals with making future projections based on conceptual, operational, and systematic analysis. Unique to the PES model is the incorporation of a systematic method to analyze and identify potential problems in proposed legislation based on published data. PES was developed by the U.S. government's Accountability Office, or GAO, as a means to evaluate proposed legislation and to identify priority problems, assess its impact and adequacy, and analyze recommendations. There are 6 main steps outlined in the PES model. They are as follows: defining the problem, selecting alternatives to evaluate, conceptual analysis, operational analysis, testing key assumptions, and presenting the results. I will briefly talk about the model. 1. Defining the problem. The scope must be clearly articulated, and the size and nature of the problem must be outlined at the beginning of the evaluation. The definition needs to be very clear and reach consensus in order to move forward. Because the political and economic climate change constantly, PES may not always be the best method of evaluation. Alternative methods need to be identified if the proposal does not fit nicely. 3. The conceptual analysis, and step 4, the operational analysis, go nicely with number 5, testing key assumptions. Here, PES uses the triad of analysis framework. We measure the impact conceptually, empirically, and operationally. These measurements are based on previous research and answers the question: logically, should it work? Historically, has it worked? And practically, can it work? This analysis can be time-consuming, sometimes taking up to 3 or more months. During the analysis phase, it is important for evaluators to remain objective. Dominant political parties and agendas can influence the course of the evaluation. Thus, results should reflect unbiased and objective recommendations. Deciding when it is appropriate to conduct is very important. Identifying the relevant data will guide the course of the evaluation. Relevant literature to program theory and access to stakeholders to interview is a prerequisite for a PES. Like I stated earlier, the PES evaluates proposed legislation, and it can also compare 2 legislative proposals. Timeliness of an evaluation needs to be considered. Depending on the complexity of the issue, a PES can take upwards of 3 months or more. PES depends on previously validated research. The introduction of new bills could make it difficult to conduct PES in a timely manner. Especially when bills are considered controversial, a longer evaluation period is needed to effectively assess the impact of that bill. I hope you enjoyed learning about the prospective evaluation synthesis. Now you get to listen